We are about to begin in Marina with the Joker series. Looking forward for this race. I did some early practice with this event. I'm hoping we'll be able to jump in the expedition rounds, hopefully, to get a little bit more practice with these cars. We'll just have to wait and see who all turns up in the expedition. Of course, if there's room, I should be able to jump in, hopefully, if that's the case. But I am officially will be confirmed to be in the final prize split, so that's the main big race for tonight. But it still won't hurt if I can just show up and do the both expedition matches. That way I can have a general better idea of what car to use for the main event. So for the expedition, you had to at least use 2 cars, and then for the real race, the prize split race, you can use any car you want to. So for my strategy, I'll be trying out both the Pagani Hyra and the Aston Martin Falcon. I think these 2 cars that, from the rest of the group in this particular series, I think these 2 are going to probably be the best 2 choices. Falcon has good pace overall, even though the tires don't last at all, which is unfortunate. And then for the Hyra, may not be as good handling wise compared to the Falcon, a general pace, but the fuel is a lot better, and it seems like the tires are really good too. So this race will be bopped, and hopefully we can come up on top in this race. That's what the main goal is. Hopefully it'll be a fun, clean race. This particular Marina is going to be a little bit more technical of a racetrack, that's for sure. So before we get started, I'll go ahead and point out where the actual Joker laps are for this particular racetrack. I know we did Suzuka 2 months back, was able to show up, did very well, and managed to get the win. And then Royal Atlanta, I think we did decently well. Didn't come out with a win, but we sure made a lot of good passes and was making our way to the front pretty quickly through the race, even though we didn't have the best car. Got to found that out, unfortunately, at the later in the race. But yeah, for our Joker laps in this particular race tonight, I'm going to go ahead and just ride real quick, show you guys where it's located. For these race events, I'm pretty sure, of course they're bobbed, I know that, but I don't think there's really anything you can do to affect the course. I don't think you can't do anything to the downforce or anything like that. So, for our very first Joker lap section is going to be all the way down here. We got to make sure we turn left, turn signal on. It's going to be this right down here. This is like the old F1 format, so you just cross through here, just like that. And then once you leave through here, you're going to park your car right here. You'll have the room. And then once you get ready for your second Joker lap, it's going to be all the way down here. We're going to tuck it in real sharp, left, right. There's a little bit of a straightaway. And through here, we're going to make a right here. Going through here as well. And then of course for our final Joker lap part, it's going to be all the way down here. Same thing as it was for the second one, except it's just a easy left-right chicane and not like a left, then straight, then right. So yeah, I'm just now waiting to see if the room code is up. Right now I got the live stream currently on through the phone. So let's see if there's an actual code. So we should be hopefully good when it comes to having this streamed without any issues for tonight, hopefully. Alright, let's see if there's a lobby up. Let's see if there's any room in there first. Could be a full lobby already. If not, we'll just jump in. There's no code mentioned, so maybe I can just simply just type in there or... And oddly enough, for some reason, whenever we do the price splits, I can't qualify. It breaks the room every time. I tried qualifying for both Suzuka and Rolanta, and no success. You'll have cars flying up in the air. Cars would be literally would be idle on the track. They'll go straight. No gas or brake applied. Here it is. Alright. Which is the weirdest thing ever. Alright. Alright, my video has been fully published, which I just now released, which is the hypercars. So if you want to check that out, you can. Gonna go ahead and refresh this bad boy. And it looks like everybody else has done their homework. Because we have a lot of the Falcons and a lot of Hurayas, or Higarias, or whatever it's called. See, that's the wrong one. Do it again. There we go. There we go. Now we're good. Alright. There's a Vino right there. I also don't know what the GTV could do pace-wise. I don't... Because once we started this race, I started testing as soon as it was announced. And it seemed like to me the cars that were good was the Falcon 150.2. Exploranada, was it C driving? Or he just backed out. Falcon. Yep, that's what I thought. That's the Falcon's time, because the Hyra is not as quick compared to Falcon. Falcon is just straight up quick. But saying that, it's very fast, but the tires don't last on this car. For a good example, you could get like 5 laps worth on softs. For mediums, maybe 9 or 10, I think. And I was kind of debating which car to use, because, you know, if I choose a Falcon, it does have pace for a little bit, and then once the tires do begin to wear out, it just drops like a rock. And then for the Haraya, not as quick, but it is a bit more friendlier on tires, and also a bit more better on when it comes to the fuel tank, of saving fuel and being able to keep more fuel in the car. Alright, let's see what we can do. That was a bad turn there. And that's another thing too about the car. The car itself, sometimes the rears don't really rip too. So that's another thing to look out for. A bit better, I think. But as you can see, the rate of the tires is just too much. Ah. Yeah, it literally lasts like 2 laps most, and then it just the handling just goes away that quick on the car. And I think for this particular car, if there's a trick, I guess you have to be maybe 2 gears higher than what's telling you, I think. Let's see how it does this next lap. Over here, gain some time. That was a lot better. Alright, Shaggy is also using the same card too. Okay. I'll just have to figure out where I'm losing time at compared to everybody else. And let me just double check. I don't think you can do anything with the cars, right? Yeah. Okay. About 4. Yeah. 4 comics. That's not too bad. Maybe there's like 1 or 2 turns that I don't need to be that particular low gear, maybe? And I think doing that too is going to help out with the fuel and with the tires a little bit too, so. But I liked how the car felt. Car felt comfortable. Probably had like 1 little tire spin overall, but other than that, the car, you know, was able to grip and had traction. Oh, it just sounds so good. There we go. We got 1 more minute to start. I think for the car, I think it's going to be I'm going to back out real quick. I'm going to stay with the mediums. Well, maybe not. Alright, there we go. Okay. I guess where it was, you had to qualify. If you qualified, you had to be in that particular tire, but I guess not. Everyone was on softs, so I guess we can rotate or change them before we do the race. I think we probably got 2 laps, I guess, to do it. Oh, no, just 1. Hello, boy. It looks like it would be secured in P2. I think I just might have just broke too early right here. I need to probably get this part right here better. Okay, that was a bit too late. Yeah, I doubt there'll be any places changed in this lap. Yeah, those softs are only just good for one lap. That's it. I mean, I tell you, the tires they're just so bad for the Vulcan. I mean, it's just so bad. I mean, SSC did great with the Pagani. I mean, the Pagani is a decently good pick. So I'm gonna go ahead and yep, that's the move. We're gonna switch to mediums. And I'm thinking for those mediums, what we can do is I did practice, and the softs can last 5 laps. But we saw from right there, softs has one lap pace, and they just drop like a rock. So I think for us, I think we'll pit on lap 8, I think. And the lap 8 should be the magic number. And the good thing is, with this stint, we can see what the car is capable of, how does it do in the different tire compounds. That's why later, like if we do the price split, we could like, oh, okay, we can use this car because we can, if we can find a way to, help it not stretch as much tire and stuff. So, and also for this race, it'd be a good practice for us doing the Joker laps too. I think my strategy is hopefully build enough buffer so that way we'll have a comfortable lead going into the first one. And I'm trying to figure out exactly where it was we had to be going into the first Joker area, because I know there was one part you could be in the middle of the track and they could just pass you on the outside. The other two that's in that main long stretch, like this one right here, and the other one is right here, right down here. I'm not too concerned about those because those should be pretty easy to so the main big one I'm kind of concerned about is, of course, going to be the old F1 format. So, but I think for the Jokers, I think for me, if I could get myself a big enough lead between myself and third or fourth or whoever's behind me, I can safely go to the first one as we're about to begin. Safely navigate to the first one, probably wait another lap or two, and then navigate to the second one. And I think as we make our scheduled pit stop, we can then do the last one. Ooh. I forgot about the Lamborghini having that good start.
Hi Jeffrey, love the latest content videos, setups are amazing and I enjoy the videos.
Well, thank you, I appreciate it. I love SSC's car, that golden paint scheme. Looks so good. Oh! Yeah, I think that maybe the next lap I'll do it.
Yeah, look nice, but I've spent several hours on my own custom liveries. My GT7 name is original_Mike.
Nice. I think Fetterdan's tires might be dying on him. Oh! Yeah, I think if I keep the car one gear higher than what the game is telling me to, the car just feels smooth. It has traction and I can feel the grip. I think the only guy that's in the same tire compound as I am is Florida Nada. So... Oh yeah, Fetter's tires are dying on him quickly. Lost the lead, lost second. I think Shaggy might be in the same tire as us too, I think. Because he's still hanging on with us. Must have changed when I wasn't looking. Yeah, that's one corner I need to get better at, that one. Okay, that one's second gear.
From where has positioned, I think has using the same compound as you.
Could be. I think it's telling me to move. Thank you, better. There's Shaggy right there in front of us. Okay, so yeah, he was able to treat those tires a bit better. Oh, that was a good corner.
I think I see him using softs, but they don't last, so I'm sure he will pit again.
Purple lap, even though I got a pin. Yeah, his tires are dying too on him. This is going to be a little minor setback. Nothing to sweat much. Oh, what happened to him? He must have spun or something. Or got reset. It's weird. Oh, but I just figured in my head I was doing the tire calculation wrong. We need to stay at least to the end of flop 9.
Yeah, only if you're going on to softs for the rest of the laps, but you have to manage them.
Yep, that is correct. Oh, that was a horrible turn. I'm gonna lose so much time there. Yep. Oh. But it'll come back to me though.
Damn, your tires are cooked.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're that right front's definitely KFC certified. Now, luckily for this race, fuel will not be a concern, so we can just make the option and be on our merry way. And we got one more. Oh, never mind. We gotta worry about the fuel too. Nice. I guess better was saving his fuel, I guess. That's crazy. Okay. Let's see, underfueled and see here. And I think there's some that have not taken their official Joker laps too, so that's another thing to keep in mind. I think on lap 12 we'll do the last Joker. We're gonna gain some big O time, I think, on the front two. Oh, crap. Oh!
Why would he do that?
Well, he was trying to serve his Joker lap. I don't recall if he had his turn signal turned on. And if he did, I didn't see it. Okay, so I know he's going to take the first one. I'll take the last one. So I'll give him some space. How are you on fuel? Okay, we're good. Okay, what I'll do is just save some fuel, save some tires, don't risk anything. Give him the space he needs. Yeah, I mean, he's on medium, so he does have the worst compound over me, so. Okay. Now it's correct. I'm gonna hug this line right here. I just. Oh. It just got tight and. Man, that was a wacky race. I kinda wish we had like, a little HUD display that will show us like how many.
Well, second place is not so bad, Jeffrey.
Oh no, it's not bad at all. This is actually, if you think about it, this is like the first heat, so this is not the main big race. So now we know we can now expect what the capabilities for this car is, which is good. Now the next car we're going to, I know for sure, won't be as grippy, but the tires is more tire friendly. So it shouldn't drop as much. But essentially, the pace of it is not. But other than that, it was fun. Alright, switch over to that next car. My Monster Ultra car. Matter of fact, they have a contest. If you go to Salamander's channel, let me quickly do something here. Search it up real quick. That way you'll have a link to go. Give me 1 second. Okay. So in chat, I am going to share the link to that live stream. That is the current live stream.
https://www.youtube.com/.
That link right there is the live stream of the guys commentating and calling out the race on that YouTube channel. There actually is a contest for you to pick livery of the race. And I actually went ahead and submitted my white Monster Ultra livery. I think the winner of whoever has the most likes and most votes for that particular livery gets I think it's like a custom jacket from 4D Racewear. So if you could go over there quickly, hit a vote for that, that'd be awesome. Highly appreciate that. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I will do, Jeffrey.
I appreciate it. Should I put myself for driver of the race? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that picky or like that. But it surprised me though because I completely forgot that the Lambo, with it being, I know it's all-wheel drive, but for that split second, it just like shot out like a rocket. So Fetterdan just had an incredible shot. Once he got out of the first turn, he caught me off guard and dropped back to like sixth or seventh. So like, I thought it was okay to start because I was with Florinata heading to the first turn, and see what else happened. I mean, all kinds of stuff was happening. I was on, of course, mediums. I kind of figured everybody else was on the softs. I know some of them were, on softs. We saw Shaggy was on softs. So was let's see, who else was on softs at the time? Shaggy and Fetterdan. He was on softs in his Lambo. So, and that might be the play too. To start on the mediums, try to stretch them as long as you can, and then once it gets game time, that's when you go to softs.
I voted for you, Jeffrey.
Thank you. Well, that's a bad turn. And I just realized the Pagani has a better top speed. So. .186. That's crazy. I think the Vulcan was hitting like 160s, 170s, I think, for top speed. But it's the way that the car corners that makes a difference. Because the Vulcan itself feels like a low-grade race car, while this actually does feel like a proper road car. Ooh, Oak there getting loose. Whoop, there goes Oak. Ah, come on, really? But yeah, the general pace of the Pagani is going to be drastically slower than the Vulcan. But like I did say before, the benefits of this car is top speed, fuel, and tire life. It's just the handling itself is kind of bleh.
Definitely the Vulcan is bulky on corners, but yeah, I think Pagani is better in my opinion, just tires toe need to be aware of more.
Yeah. I think also plus, with this car having better fuel tank, You won't be able to sit in pit road as long. And you'll be able to go further on your tires, which is another big gain in my opinion. I know once we get to the main race, we'll have the rules be different. The laps will be 30 in count. The tires will be all 3 compounds. So probably I'm going to lean. Oh, come on, really? Anyway, apart from that, apart from the brakes working like a Studebaker, I think for the main race it might be the Pagani. I think I'll just have to wait and see how overall it performs.
Managing tires and fuel will set where you finish. I hate that, Connor.
It's a bit wide. Yep, I figured that. But as you can see there, that lap time, we did not lose as much time compared to the Vulcan. So it's a little bit.
I hate that corner too. Upsets the car too much.
It's a bit more consistent. If I could figure out when to brake, that'd be good. Too late still. Whee! Next race in 5 minutes. There's only just 4 players. They're coming back, right?
Maybe before the 250-meter board.
Yeah, possibly so. Yeah, it feels a bit more awkward now trying to get used to this car since we ran the Vulcan so much. I mean, it's like 2 completely different cars. You got one car that feels like a race car that has horrible tire life, but overall feels great. And then you got this car which feels like a low-rated performance car with better fuel life, better tire life, but handles like a tank a little bit. So I'm not looking at being the pole sitter for this next race. If I could get to top 5, then cool. And one thing I do like about the car is the rear tires are not chattering as much. There we go, that's much better.
Top 5 in any race is amazing, Jeffrey.
So like for this particular tires, it looks like really improved. Oops, up the truck would go. So it looks like flap 5 might be the lap to pit on this car. Either 5 or 6. I think 5 might be the lap to do it. Oh yeah, it won't turn. And we're in. Let's see what about Elsa's driving. I'm pretty sure Better Dan and SSC, I can see those two driving Falcons. Alright, let's see here. Yep. My prediction was correct. I'm going to quickly do one thing. Real quick. Oh, I gotta go a bit further than that. Let's go. Half an hour. Huh, it's gonna be only the 4 of us. Oh, I'm gonna get... Oh, that's funny. That's a funny joke. Only 4 drivers for this round. I was trying to see what... Okay, so 27:08. What's the total difference time? I don't want to go out there. I want them to go out there first. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to wait for them to get done with their stuff. And then... It was like Angry Birds leading the pole for the livery. Alright. I'll try my best. It'd be hilarious if I can get pole or something like that. That'd be funny. Don't know if I will, but that'd be hilarious.
Well, as much as I want to stay, I got to go bed, but have a great race, and I'll be re-watching the stream back to see where you finish.
Okay, well cool. Thanks for showing up. After this heat, there'll be one more full race, so yeah, appreciate you coming out and voting me for the livery, even though I might not get to win the livery contest, but it's all cool.
You're welcome, Jeffrey.
Ah. That turns out it's so tricky. You have to go on that. Oh well. Oh. Yeah, this car is horrendous. It literally stopped turning. So it'll be the Vulcan will be the car that we're gonna choose. We'll just have to possibly do some half shifting and do some other stuff to keep the tires and fuel. I think I'll probably do some fuel saving too. Thumbnail. uh, okay, we're gonna bounce back into Vulcan. I think the strat here for the Vulcan is going to be hards first, get them out of the way, and then mediums second, and then softs. Alright, I went 10 laps on mediums. Alright. Let me... What's the settings? I think that... It's either this or that. It's going to be down to 1. Pretty sure it's fuel. I think fuel is going down to 1 for the main event. And tires should still be at 3, so fuel's the only thing that's going to be changed. So, I think what I'll do is start on hards, and then switch to softs, or mediums and softs, so it's going to be 30 laps. I think for hards, I think we're going to do... maybe 15 laps, I guess. That's what I'm thinking. Oh. Okay, we'll get out here then. Alright, so we're just doing now is just waiting to hear back the ID for the prize room. That's all we're waiting for. But yeah, I think the strat's gonna be first hards, and then mediums, and then softs. And of course we'll be using the Vulcans. But what I might could do too is that if either I'm leading or if I'm can build up a lead, I can maybe get rid of the Joker laps soon too. So, alright, I'll be right back. And I am back. So let's see, ST won both 2 expeditions. If I would have known that the wing and the front splitter was not a good idea to put on the car, I will not put it on the car. There we go. That's a good lap. Ooh. Oh, that's a cool livery too. Let's see, that's stand 6, or is that not a Pagani? Not a Pagani. Okay. It's pretty cool. Well, even though my livery hasn't really didn't do too well on the livery contest. Uh, there's a couple of users actually do like it, so that's good. I think it's going to be around 7 or 8 drivers. 7. We had Shaggy not filling up to it, and then we had somebody having the equipment failure. Ooh, that's a C going way off wide. Alright. For the money lap. Let's do this. I'm pretty sure, as you see, he might back out because he's got mediums on. Oh, please let that be a good lap. Yeah, 48. Might have been poor traction on that lap, I guess. I don't know. Well, at least I qualified, so that's a thing. Whoops. Man, that's crazy. Oh, he had some toe. Okay, that would make sense. And he was short shifting too. Okay. All right, now I know. He was behind Metal a good bit on that lap. So. Okay. I mean, I knew it had to be short shifting or something like that. Well, at least I take a P2. That's good. Let's see, I'm at. Okay, he's. Okay, yep, can't change anything right there. I think he's on the mediums. Oh, tires were down to 2. Okay. So softs will last longer, mediums will last longer. You know what? I'm gonna do the same thing he's doing. It could be a medium, soft, hard strategy. wonder if being on softs might be the best thing for the Jokers. Possibly. Soft tires make it easier to brake faster. Yep. That's what I'll do. Medium race. And then softs would be the time we'll do the Joker stuff. Alright, here we go. This is it, folks. 30 laps around Marina. Main event. 7 drivers. Prize split. First place gets a little plaque, which I won back in Suzuka. Second place gets a coffee mug from Salamander's shop. And third place gets a $5 gift card to Salamander's shop too.
Behind the quickest on the grid is a positive.
Oh, that's a bad turn. Alright, there's like 7 laps is the cap for the softs. Oh. Man, that was brutal. But at least the good thing for us is we got one more Joker to worry about. So.
Just passing by to leave a like, thumbs up.
Thank you. Pretty sure Fairbairn's on mediums now. Yeah, that's a penalty out there. Maybe not. I don't know about this car. Yeah, I'll be sharing, was able to replay and seeing what Florida Nard is doing. I just wonder if he's got some kind of stability management. I don't know why the car is sliding sideways. Oh, I lost so much time. I hope they got another Joker. Well, that wasn't too bad. If I probably would have redone it again, I probably would have started hards first and then switched to mediums. But I'll take it. Other than that, I think it went pretty well. Was able to, thankfully, was spot on with the shortcut system around, so that's good. And I get a coffee mug for finishing P2, so that's awesome. Florinado, he had the pace, like he was too good. So I guess he probably either had some tips or just practiced a lot. Or he might know the track, I'm not too sure. So, but hey, we got past the stop 2, so that's something. Save replay, yes. Oh, there's the results right there, so. Alright. Let me go ahead and get the thumbnail ready. I will admit, even though did not really have the pace compared to Florinada, I think the race was pretty good. I really can't think of what I could have done differently except start on hards and then go to mediums. I mean, I don't know if that would have changed the outcome or not because I wasn't too sure what it was like with hards. I knew mediums when I think it was, well, we knew when Feathertang came to pit road the first time, we knew sauce was good for about 7 or 8 laps. So go ahead and do the thumbnail for live stream. And speaking of live stream, I'll be live again tomorrow, early tomorrow. We got the next round for IRO would be in Watkins Glen. We'll be using the Audi R8 for that race. There we go. Perfect. Do that. Do that. We're gonna do. I think we'll leave it like that. No filter. Turn glare down. See how that looks. Let's see, let me do this instead. That should do it right there. Alright, it's complete.
I turned off my big light because it was too bright in my face, so actually never mind.
Alright. If you guys are curious what other cars were to choose from in that race, let me see if I can find them. I know I got them in a group. Oh, here they are. So it's basically the 296 GTB, the 918 Spider, and the Chiron. They were all were the rest of the choices. This one was too much on gas. I think this one was basically same thing, and the pace wasn't there either. And the GTB, same thing. They didn't have the pace compared to the other ones. And then y'all guys saw the Lambo Vino. So, all right. Well, that is going to be possibly it for the stream. I don't think there's anything else to really say at this point. But thanks again for coming out and sticking behind if you're able to watch the majority of that. And if you did miss any action, you're more welcome to rewind the race if you want to. Again, I'll be back live early tomorrow morning at the Glen using the Audi R8. So hopefully good qualifying, good results. So yeah. All right. Until then, I'll see you guys later and take care.